is he got on the boat with the white boys and they killed him on the boat.
No, I'm talking about what happened on the island. Like, that's the story.
My take, drinking and fun and partying. He got on that boat at 3:30.
But he didn't. He said
between 3:30 and 4 o'clock.
He told him to leave. So how's he on the boat if he told him to leave?
He was on the boat, and that's where I stand. There is no other make-believe story. He was on the boat.
Why do you believe that?
Because of the audio, and because of the calls, and because of where the body was found. The body was found right where the boat was. The coordinates of the boat were on the northwest corner of the island. The body was found on the northwest corner of the island.
Yeah,
that's facts.
That's because that's where they were hanging out. I don't know why that's shocking.
Why?
I mean, that's where they had the boat. They had that boat.
No, yeah, that's right. No, but that's not where the party was.
How do you know that?
They were 5 miles away from the party because there was overhead. It was an overhead camera shot of where everybody was partying at. They had pictures of where they were partying at. They had pictures of where the whole party was. That was in the center of the island.
They must have pictures.
Are
pictures of Nolan on the boat.
They were 6 miles away from. They were 6 miles away from where the party was. That's why nobody could see what went on because they were too far away. You can't see 6 miles. I don't give a fuck how good your vision is.
There was nobody else on the island 6 miles down the way.
Where they were by themselves. That's why they were able to.
There was nobody. I think Rue, are you still here? Oh, damn, he left. He's actually been to the island. He said there's nobody else.
It doesn't matter where. I don't give a fuck if he lives on the island. The island is 11 miles long.
He's been there.
It's 11 miles long, sir.
And he says it doesn't matter. He says the island is populated, especially 4th of July.
The island is 11 miles long.
Doctor, with all due respect, I've been on big boats, speedboats, yachts in the Caribbean Ocean, the Atlantic Ocean. I've traveled, thank God, I've been blessed. And I'll tell you one thing, let alone fuck 6 miles, you can barely see from 1 mile away from off the shore with the way the fucking currents are and the waves. And if you're on a boat, depending how fast you ain't seeing shit. So that whole series is stupid. Ain't no one on no mainland while you're on a boat a mile or anything more can see on no fucking boat. It ain't happening.
Sucking dick to get to the next.
Doctor, you're a bitch and your mother was a whore. Your mother's a whore.
So wait, maybe I misheard the claim. I thought the six miles is just the boat was 6 miles down the way, right? Not 6 miles out, unless they got something different. Tell me
they were 6 miles out.
No,
you're not seeing that shit.
They were in 31 feet of water.
Okay, 6 miles out.
And 31 feet of water. On the northwest corner of the island.
Yeah, what were they doing 6 miles out? They were dumping the body?
Now, your guess is as good as mine.
Okay.
I think that's what they were doing, trying to figure out how they could, hide the evidence.
We just know the coordinates. They gave real coordinates. They gave a statement saying that they were 31 feet of water. These are real coordinates that they gave. Right? So we know they were at the northwest corner of the island. They weren't in the center where the party was. We know where the party was because we have overhead footage and other people were at the party.
So,
all the folks were congregated in the middle.
Can we go back? Total Bull, you better hope that Nolan was not on that boat. Otherwise, you're just completely screwed.
Can we go back to the theory that I was toying with when you're done?
From all looks of it, it looks like Nolan was on the island. So go ahead.
So thank you.
How the hell did Nolan get to the northwest corner of the island if he was 5 miles away from that party? How the hell did he get up there?
Because boats drift and Nolan was on the island. Go ahead, Missy.
That tease the thought. Next, let the breath rhythm below. Easy, regular, and slow. So that thy being be in tune. with the great sea's Pacific swoon. Third, let thy life be pure and calm, swayed softly as a windless palm. Fourth, let the will to live be bound to the one love of the profound. Fifth, let the thought divinely free from sense observe its entity. Watch every thought that springs enhance, hour after hour thy vigilance. And tense and keen turn inward miss, no atom of analysis. Six on one thought securely pinned, still every whisper of the wind. So like a flame straight and unstirred, burn up thy being in one word. Next, still that ecstasy prolonged, thy meditation steep and strong, slaying even God should he distract thy attention from the chosen act. Last, all these things in one overpowered, time that the midnight blossom flowered. The oneness is yet even in this. My son, thou shalt not do amiss. If thou restrain the expression, shoot thy glance to rapture's darkling root, discarding name, form, sight, and stress, even of this high consciousness. Pierce to the heart, I leave thee here. Thou art the master I revere, thy radiance that rose afar, O brother of the silver star. Ready?
There are 7 keys to the great gate, being 8 in one and 1 in 8. First, let the body of thee be still, bound by the cerements of will. Corpse rigid, thus thou mayst abort the fidget babes that tease the thought. Next, let the breath rhythm be low, easy, regular, and slow, so that thy being be in tune with the great sea's Pacific swoon. Third, let thy life be pure and calm, swayed softly as a windless palm. Fourth, let the will to live be bound to the one love of the profound. Fifth, let the thought divinely free from sense observe its entity. Watch every thought that springs enhance, hour after hour thy vigilance. Intense and keen, turned inward miss, no atom of analysis. Sixth, on one thought securely pinned, still every whisper of the wind. So like a flame straight and unstirred, burn up thy being in one word. Next, still that ecstasy prolong, thy meditation steep and strong, slaying even God should he distract thy attention from the chosen act. Lost, all these things in one are powered. Time that the midnight blossom flowered. The oneness is yet even in this. My son, thou shalt not do amiss. If thou restrain the expression, shoot thy glance to rapture's darkling root, discarding name, form, sight, and stress, even of this high consciousness. Here's to the heart, I leave thee here. Thou art the master I revere, thy radiance that rolls afar, O brother of the silver star. Crowley!
There are 7 keys to the great gate, being 8 in 1 and 1 in 8. First let the body of thee be still, bound by the cerements of will. Corpse rigid thus thou mayst abort the fidget babes that tease the thought. Next let the breath rhythm be low, easy, regular, and slow, so that thy being be in tune with the great sea's Pacific swoon. Third, let thy life be pure and calm, swayed softly as a windless palm. Fourth, let the will to live be bound to the one love of the profound. Fifth, let the thought divinely free from sense observe its entity. Watch every thought that springs enhanced, hour after hour thy vigilance, intense and keen, turned inward miss no atom of analysis. Sixth, on one thought securely pinned, still every whisper of the wind. So like a flame, straight and unstirred, burn up thy being in one word. Next, still that ecstasy prolong thy meditation steep and strong, slaying even God should he distract thy attention from the chosen last, all these things in one are powered. Time that the midnight blossom flowered. The oneness is yet even in this. My son, thou shalt not do amiss. If thou restrain the expression, shoot thy glance to rapture's darkling root, discarding name, form, sight, and stress, even of this high consciousness. Pierce to the heart, I leave thee here. Thou art the master I revere. Thy radiance that rolls afar, O brother of the silver star. Clay!
God the eternal, he begets not and is not begotten.
Nor is there like unto him anyone.
one. Unity outermost showed. I adore the might of thy breath, supreme and terrible God, who makest the gods and death to tremble before thee. I adore thee.
God the eternal, he begets not and is not begotten, nor is there like unto him anyone. Unity uttermost.
I adore the might of thy breath, supreme and terrible God, who makes the gods and death to tremble before thee. I adore thee.
God eternal, he begets not and is not begotten, nor is there like unto him anyone. Unity uttermost.
I adore the might of thy breath, supreme and terrible God, who makest the gods and death to tremble before thee. I adore thee. God the eternal, he begets not and is not begotten, nor is there like unto him anyone.
Unity uttermost.
So I adore the might of thy breath, supreme and terrible God, who makest the gods and death to tremble before thee. I adore thee.
gives a fuck about that? No.
Use the phrase I used rather was a critical window. It could have been innocuous, or it could have been a window where things could occur there.
Okay. Do you have any other ones that are critical windows for you?
Those two are specifically the biggest windows right there. Yeah.
Right, okay, what you're gonna say?
The only way that would bother me or cause me concern is if we believe that no one was on the boat at the time.
Right.
So
But he could
I don't think he was on the boat. So I think
you don't know. Right?
I wasn't there. So I personally don't believe he was on the boat at the time when they left at 31. But so any stops they made after that just are kind of viewed to me as like, well, they went here, they went there, they went there. Right. It is my belief that they don't know he's dead yet.
Well, that's
So is that not a form of confirmation bias? Like if you don't know what occurred.
Are you assuming that now this is all assumptions, but are you saying that do you think he was killed on the boat?
Do I think he was killed on the boat? Yeah. I don't know. I don't know where he was killed. I mean, my best assumption, I got two logical assumptions that I have based on everything that I've heard. But no, I mean, is it possible? No, but perhaps, right? There could have been a transfer from boat to boat. Right? There was a ton of boats out there, right? We don't know. And there could not have been. What I'm saying is, it's a form of confirmation. It could be a form of confirmation bias, where like you go upon your belief, and if it doesn't fit in your belief, then let's not consider it. And I'm saying, let's actually consider these things, and let's play them out for what they are, and let's ask the questions where the gaps occur. That's what I'm saying.
It's fine to like have theories and beliefs and stuff. Like, listen, we all do. Like, I don't think it was murder. So, everything else, every other speculation kind of goes through my head. Like, I'm willing to listen, but like,
is there anything aside from murder that could have occurred there?
Oh, absolutely. No, absolutely. I think I'm very convinced he drowned. The circumstances of the specifics of how he drowned. I have one particular belief.
Okay.
I believe, at least at one point, because now I'm unsure about the Katie timeline, but I know what I've been like on beaches, and I know like if I'm walking on the shoreline and I see like a wave come in, I was like, oh, let me go splash on that wave because I got sand on me and shit like that. I was like, oh, let's go hit the wave. I've done it before. I've been taken out by a wave, and I'm like, ooh, that was stupid. I almost died. So it's not inconceivable to me that he talked to Katie at one point, or he was anywhere on the beach, was walking back towards the boats by himself, saw a cool little wave, when the waves were crashing, just wanted to drench himself off, hit the wave the wrong way, and got swept out. I'll go a step further. A couple years ago, I was watching a documentary about lifeguards somewhere, I think in Florida, whatever, and they were talking about drowning. In fact, if you go Google right now, drowning is silent, you'll get to the homepage of like the National Association of like Drowning Awareness. And drowning is super quick and super silent. You can, in 5 seconds, you can be gone and nobody will know. It's not like the movies where you're splashing and screaming for help and everybody comes and rescues you. I watched this thing a year ago where it was a documentary crew and they're with the lifeguard at the lifeguard booth. And he's probably 300 yards out, maybe 100 yards out. 100 yards out from the shoreline where everyone's playing and shit. And he looks out and he goes, that guy's drowning. And nobody, and the person who's drowning in the ocean, he's no more than 10 feet away from like 50 people. And the lifeguard jumps over the booth, runs out there, saves his life, resuscitates him, brings him back. And then the camera crew comes back. They were like, how'd you see that? He goes, I just know what to look for. He goes, how did nobody else see it? He goes, no one sees it. You can be drowning 5 feet away from somebody. If you don't have a chance to catch your breath, or
and that happens in pools too, by the way.
It happens in pools
at lakes.
Is that the only reasonable thing that could occur?
Because I don't. Yes.
Yes.
Well, that's my belief. My belief that's the most reasonable thing.
No, not the most reasonable. Right? Because if you say most, then that would actually infer, right, that there are more reasonable things that could have happened. That would just be the most reasonable thing based on your qualification. Right?
Yes.
Okay. What other reasonable thing could have occurred then? Alcohol
plays a factor.
Drugs,
possible. I don't like to say that because I don't have any evidence that he used any drugs. I know he's drinking, but that's about it.
All right, but drugs, right? That could be
possible, right? Absolutely. Yeah.
That's a reason for people to lie too, right?
Yeah.
Hey, nobody wants to say they supply drugs to the dead guy, right?
Oh, absolutely. No,
Right?
nobody.
Especially any of the adults on board who may have been also partaking in those drugs, right?
Right, absolutely.
Notably, people with a reputation in the community and serving the money now. Drugs and minors and drugs and parties and beer and alcohol, right?
Stranger things have happened. You are
Stranger things have occurred. So if something happened to one Cole's line, they decided that they didn't want to report that set of events. Is there any culpability there?
Yes, if you can prove who supplied it. Yes.
Okay, so could that also be a reasonable thing that occurred there? Yes. Yes.
I want to say
you said yes to literally
my only
everything I
hesitation.
said. Every micro step along the way you agreed with.
My only hesitation. I'll tell you why I'm hesitating. So look, first of all, I want to say
on
yes.
The reasonableness?
I want to say yes, but here's why I'm hesitating. The only reason I'm hesitating is based on
what makes it unreasonable that could have occurred.
Here's why I'm hesitating. Like I said, I want to say yes. My only hesitation is the statements from Nolan's parents. If we are to believe that he was an outstanding individual, that he was days away from a really important tryout, that he was going to be drug tested, for whatever. Do I have any evidence that he had the propensity to use drugs, or could have been convinced to use drugs, knowing what his future next couple of days were going to look like? That's my only hesitation.
Okay. Gee, just real quick. I'm assuming, like in your scenario, he's on the beach and he's taking these drugs, and then somehow everybody found out that he's dead, so they took the body, they covered it up to dump it in the body in the water. Is that kind of where you're going?
Is that reasonable?
I mean, that's a lot of things going on there.
Right, there's a lot of things going on.
That's not happening on a 5,000 person beach, I don't think. Yeah.
It's not?
No.
So it's not possible that body could have been tossed on another boat and brought back out there?
No, he's died on the beach.
Well, I'm just saying, if he died on the beach with the boat.
I mean, they have to drag the body across, there's families, there's people.
Why could it have happened? Why could it have occurred on the boat?
Well, that's my question. That's what I was asking.
Yeah.
I was trying to ask you. Where do you
it could have occurred on the boat.
Right. Where do you feel that he overdosed?
Probably the most logical place would be on the boat.
Okay, so he crossed off the beach. Now he's on the boat. Okay, carry on.
And who's to say that in that timeline? Because there are other boats out there, right? And I think they've only pulled one boat. They have waypoints for, and the other boat they have coordinates for. So that's the thing. But I would be interested in the movements of a couple more key boats out there. What those key boats are, I don't know. But it does appear to me that it could be possible. There is an opportunity to transfer one thing to another thing. And since we're all looking over here at this one boat right here, I'm willing to know and ask about this boat over here. That maybe that boat over there.
Let's ask the effort it takes to transfer one thing to the other thing.
Yeah.
And
coordinate.
What did you see?
Oh, okay. All right. So let's talk about the effort. Let's go back to the scenario. There's drugs in this boat. We're all on drugs. Pull everybody's pull out this boat right now. We're alone. There's the dead body right here with us. Now, I think that would be enough to get somebody to have a sufficient amount of effort to move that body from one boat to another boat. Just saying. I mean, you're acting like this is like a wildly quixotic notion to consider.
Well, because I don't have any evidence. Well, let me rephrase that.
I don't have any evidence of a drowning.
You're right, but I don't have any inkling that Nolan had the propensity to use drugs.
You didn't know.
Like, if we're talking about a heroin addict,
you didn't know Nolan at all before this came out. You have no idea who Nolan is. Hold on. You have no idea who Nolan is.
Right.
First off, he didn't make any statements. He's gone.
Right.
So you have statements of other people about him. These people, you don't know either. The only things you know about them are the very controlled images that we've seen of them in interviews. That's it.
So I'm asking
from that.
Why are we jumping?
I'm saying don't dispel that possibility. I'm saying not only do we look into the dark scenario, but we look into the other scenarios as well.
But why?
This
because that's what you do when you're trying to find the truth.
No, but why drugs?
Yeah, this is a big stretch. You got two things going. You got Nolan, who seems to be a pretty upstanding citizen, unless you're saying otherwise. Second of all, I mean, okay, what are we doing? What kind of drugs are we doing? I mean, I don't understand. And this is by his own doing, and this is like, I don't know where you're going.
Okay, hold on a second. All right, look, hey, look. Maybe,
by the way, where's the toxology?
I don't know.
Hold on, let me add one more thing. So the secondary autopsy was completed. There was no information if they took a blood sample and if they tested it. I'm very curious why we heard about the physical examination of the body from the secondary autopsy. We know that some items were removed from the body, but I know there was blood there. They could have tested the blood to see if there was THC, if there were amphetamines or anything else.
They could have. So, there's no indication that occurred.
Right. So why? I'm asking.
We also
why did the team that Mr. Crump and his team send it off to? Why did they do a toxicology report, and why has that not been released?
Can I tell you why, Rogan? Can I tell you why?
Go ahead.
Wait, hold on.
I'll tell you why.
You know what they? The toxicology report.
I'll tell you why, and then and why is the speculation, but I'll tell you the most plausible reason, and then what we're going to see. So,
wait, do you know if he conducted the toxicology report? Though?
Well, they paid for a full autopsy from the center.
No, I'm asking
their source.
You know if Crop, his team performed a toxicology.
We can find that out right now. However,
so no, you don't. Okay,
we can find that out right now. However,
we know they paid for a thorough examination of the body.
Bro, it's okay to say you don't know.
Autopsy.
It's literally okay to say you don't know some things. That's okay. It's
no, of course I don't know.
Okay.
I wasn't there.
So that just say I don't know. I'm asking you, do you know if this was performed?
Well, that's what I asked. I asked that. I said, was there a toxicology test done, and why hasn't it been released?
Right, and then Sean said, I'm going to tell you why. Before he said that, sorry, I was directing this question to him. Before you tell us why it hasn't been, that probably performed the toxicology report.
Well, he might know why.
Well, fuck, I'm talking to Sean.
That's what I'm saying. He might know why a secondary.
I'm talking to Sean.
No, they didn't perform the autopsy. The independent autopsy did not perform a toxicology. And they said that they're waiting on the toxicology to come back from the state. This is what they said. And I'm going to tell you why. Because it just all connects. And yeah, you're going to say it's speculation. However, with the civil suit, as Totem was mentioning, what they're going to say is that there wasn't adequate supervision, there wasn't adequate security out there. You got 17-year-olds drinking and drunk and all of this shit, and that contributed to the cause of Nolan's death. The civil suit isn't going to actually, and I'm going somewhere with this, the civil suit isn't saying like, oh, did they do it, did they not do it, or it's just basically going to say there was some type of responsibility that people kind of looked over or did not take, which contributed to the cause of the death. And the reason why the independent autopsy didn't do the toxicology is because they know it's going to come back that they were doing drugs. That's the whole thing.
Wait, how do you know they didn't know that?
So, real quick.
That's where the speculation comes in.
Like that's a speculation. Damn, dog. So you don't know what they know.
No, we will know soon.
Jesus Christ.
The second autopsy didn't have, I believe the doctor said he didn't have the ability to do the toxicology for some reason. Like he had the stomach contents or what have you. But to Sean's point, likely why we haven't heard, and to what Officer Tatum has said that Nolan was using cocaine at the time. Okay, that's his words. It hasn't been corroborated by anyone else, but he has said he spoke to multiple people that have said that there was cocaine usage, and likely what the police would be investigating at this juncture is who brought illicit drugs.
Excuse me, sorry.
And that person would be under investigation.
Like an adult that was on that boat.
Hey, let me just let me finish. They're all adults. I think they're almost all over 18, so that doesn't matter. But whoever brought the drugs would possibly be under investigation for involuntary manslaughter or manslaughter if they in fact had a contributing factor to Nolan's death.
And that's a reasonable assumption to make, along with the reasonable conclusion that he drowns. So what I'm saying is, rather than just taking one out and just throwing it out because we don't like it, maybe let's explore that because there maybe could be something fucking fucking there.
Well, the kids already said, well, I know one of them already said on one of the interviews that they were all heavily drinking, all of them. So now it's going to be assumption after I say this, but you know, where there's alcohol, there's weed, right? And when there's alcohol and weed, there's other stuff there as well. I'm not going to put it past them.
Out there, man. Come on, man.
Yeah, and I'm not going to put it past them that, hey, they're all, bro, and everybody's partying. That's what I'm getting at. And so,
and I always before, critical thing about it is, hey, yo, it's the 4th of July, and you out there on the adults, man. Like, hey, yo, it's hot on this, bro. And you're like, fucking shade. Oh, man, bro, I live by the beach, all right? And I only go to the beach after 5:30. Period. Like, it's winter time, shit, man. It is hot out there. Like, it's like heat stroke hot sometimes, though.
dude, do you ever, no, go ahead.
Go ahead, my bad. I was probably.
Oh yeah, no, same thing. Like I'm ton of raves in my day, right? And that's all you see is just people passed out from heat stroke, doing drugs, and just that's all you see.
Gotta appreciate that, bro. Adding all those things in. I'm not saying like, was there, first off, if there was any type of evidence of a fight, I would have seen that, right? Bruising and things like that. So, I don't know about a fight or anything else like that. I'm just looking at what could have happened and why why are people running scared and lawyering and shielding if there's absolutely no culpability, there's absolutely nothing? What's actually going on? What are we shielding ourselves from? I can reasonably think. And look, again, I can't be wrong. And I'm not discounting the possibility that I am wrong. And there's another possibility out there, right?
You're in the Matrix.
Sorry, my bad. There's there were some parents applying. We're doing it along with the alcohol, along with anything else. And if that's the case, there's culpability there, bro.
There's already, yeah.
And then the fact that you wasted everybody's fucking time and resources rather than just saying what happened, like that's what makes things worse.
Yeah, there's already culpability there because, and I don't want to say on the parents per se, I'm just going to stick with just the kids that were involved. There's already culpability because there's already underage drinking, right? And so now, if there's underage drinking, you're going to throw in the fact of where's the security, where's the law enforcement, has this been going on, you know? So this is why they even shed light on this case. The pretext is this boy was murdered. We know he wasn't murdered, but we're going to throw the pretext on there. We're going to put our lights on it, and we're going to make this a national case because then all we want, that's all Big Crump is here for, is the civil suit.
Look,
That's all he's here for, is the civil.
I agree with you there, and I'm not anywhere closer.
Hang on. There's no
Go ahead.
It depends on how the alcohol was gained, especially with 18-year-olds. If 18-year-olds were able to, on their own, gain the alcohol, then there is no culpability from the parents. There is possibly some culpability if you are a parent and you give the kid a vote knowing that there is going to be.
I was about to say, yeah.
You can be culpable in that sense.
That's all.
But if they went and got, as 18-year-olds, if they went and got these out on their own with no assistance from any adult over 21, then they are not culpable.
But see, and what you're saying is true as well, right? Now, we got to think, and I'm not saying, I live in a big city, I live in Southern California. This city that we're talking about, the Spring City, I'm not sure the name, forgive me, but I think it's what, Ocean Springs, it's like 20,000 people, right? The city next over is 80,000 people. So it's a small city, I'm sure alcohol and that stuff is very easy to get, right? I'm sure they probably got it from the parents. And again, so let me back up. Do you remember, I don't know if you guys know about the rapper Mac Mill, or we can even talk about that actor from Friends that died. These people that supplied drugs to these guys that they overdosed on, they are in jail, right? So look, there's very much a thing to talk about or look at when you're like, hey, maybe one of the friends is a supplier. Maybe he got some drugs from whoever. And hey, I'm giving everybody on the boat drugs so that whoever's here. No, they dies. That guy is not responsible. We just saw a situation where a dad, and I know people can say I'm being extreme, but I'm not. A dad just went to jail for allowing his kid to have a gun or giving his kid a gun, and the kid ended up like shooting up some people. It's the first time we've seen a parent go to jail for doing something illegal. Now that's a whole different story. But what I'm saying is, with the spirit of what I'm speaking to is, you are now being held liable for people who are willingly doing stuff. So if I give somebody some drugs, if I'm doing drugs right now and I just happen to give my friend a line coke from my bag and he dies, I'm now responsible. That's where we're at here. So when you so what Trick is saying, or G, which we're saying is very much correct. That's where the shadiness is coming in, where we see like they're being shady about something, because we all know that they are. We all know that they're holding something back. It's obvious. But what is it that they're holding back? We were doing fucking drugs. We should have been out there. We were drinking. We should have been out there drinking. Fucking, we were just doing stuff we were supposed to have. Rather than just saying what happened. I think that's where it kind of is like, okay, did they move the body? Did they not? Did they see it? Did they know what happened? It's kind of there. And it's, so I'm with you on that. But did they murder it? You can't just throw it out and say, oh, man, it's reasonable to look at it. It's reasonable we got like a whole lot of this security saying, nobody we found as far as drainage of limbs, whatever we call that, back in his head. Exactly. And what I was getting at with the phone too is that, to me, if there was any type of inkling or inclination that this was going to be a criminal, that this was going to turn into a criminal case, they would have subpoenaed that phone, because they would have subpoenaed the phone that was on the boat that happens to be the boat in question where he may or may not have died. They for sure would have subpoenaed that phone. They didn't subpoena the phone because they were just like, yeah, we already kind of know how he died. We don't think we need the phone, and which is why we're now seeing that the Nolan Wells family, they're now willing to turn over the phone to the investigators. But at this point, we kind of know where they're going with it, because if the phone was if this was a criminal investigation, if they were leaning towards a criminal investigation, that phone would have been subpoenaed regardless. They would have gotten the phones. Also, it's a small town. It's not like a small town, like a small state, a small town type of person. You know what I'm saying? But actually speaking, it's a relatively small town. So if anybody has a little bit of pain, it's a relative area. I'm going to make the guns I do. And maybe, the kid, it's got shit happen, and you put a little call in ahead of time, say, hey, man, boy, I'll look out for him out there. And maybe, they, without anything else to go on, they believe the story at face value, what they were told, that he was found and he drowned, and we have anything else to say to that sometime like that. And maybe we can just try to let this go right here. If you're saying, until a very risky lawyer comes to town, because he's here and money is blood, all right? He smells that shit. He brings all the fucking cameras here, and now you're fucked, because not to this knows, I play the fucking actual story. That's what Big Crump and Jesse Jackson and Al Sharpton, that's what they do. Let's be honest, right? And I'm speaking as a lifelong community member. We know what Al Sharpton is do. Lifelong community member, right? So whatever. So we know what they do, right? Because people get upset. People born of color speak about these things. But what Sharpton and Big Crump do, they sit up there and they make threats. They say, hey, they go to the state, they go to these officials. Wait, you know where I'm going with this. And they say, hey, we want X amount of dollars. If you don't give us X amount of dollars for this, what we're going to do, we're going to have these protesters in front of the buildings. We're going to have this in national news. Their heads are going to roll. This is what they do. This is what Al Sharpton, this is exactly what they do. This is what Ben Crump is doing. This is exactly what they're doing. No. So why is Ben Crump here? Why is Ben Crump here? He's
hold on a second. I hear you. Hey, there's a big money case out there. There's a big money case. A lot of people got this job. Somebody did this. There's going to be investigation there. They're going to hire fucking attorneys to investigate this. And that's all they're going to do. Little right here. And I can bring a lot of people into this here. The relationship they covered up. And that also helps security of my case. So fuck it.
So, Gene, do you think it helps? Do you think that it helps the case by having Crump involved? It helps the civil case.
So, I think that he said yes, actually. I don't think had he come down and brought the national spotlight and attention to this matter, I truly believe had that not occurred, all of this would have gone down in the books. But
why do you the case is so solid, why do you
need what?
Need help. Wait, why do you need national attention on this?
Well, because, I'm telling you, this is maybe I think this is true that I'm saying. There are a lot of people all the time honest and this fucking shining example. There's absolutely no stories of corruption. Right? But let's assume that there's maybe a case that did happen. Maybe, you know, this guy that was a long time ago that Trump got for that kid's son. And like, they have to make some what's called the ground. It's time to call it that. Let that go for the time. And then somebody calls it out their story. I can actually have to back
What was the truth?
That's wild.
What's the truth though?
Right, that's wild and reasonable.
No, what do you say the truth? No, what's the truth? Because we know why Ben Crump is here. And for you to sit there and say, if you're going to sit up here and say Ben Crump is there for anything other than the civil lawsuit, I mean, for sure, you know how you can have it. No, he's there for the civil lawsuit. He's there to get money off of this. That's what Ben Crump is always. Ben Crump is at the scene of a crime before the crime even happens. Ben
Crump is there to lose a lawsuit.
I just said, well, no. Why would he be there to lose a civil lawsuit?
Lose a lawsuit. So if he's not there to lose a lawsuit, maybe he sees that there's actually severe liability here, right?
I literally said that. I literally said that's what the civil lawsuit is going to say. You got underage kids drinking out there. You didn't have adequate security. You didn't have adequate security, which means that in some ways the state, or however you're going to put it, liable or culpable in all the laws. I literally said that. Well, probably not. No.
There's no possibility of that.
Oh, I mean, yeah, okay, yeah, sure, for sure, there's a possibility, of course.
Okay. And is there a reasonable possibility that can occur?
No.
No. So it's unreasonable to sit with that occur.
You're saying unreasonable and reasonable. Those aren't the same things. You're saying, is there a reasonable? I said no. There's not a reasonable. There's not a reasonable possibility that occurred. No.
Okay, just a possibility.
For sure, it's a possibility. Now, if you want to say, oh, what's the? Do you think it's 50% possible, 60% possible, 70% possible? We can talk about that. But to reasonably think that that there's some type of that they didn't do a thorough investigation. Is that what you're asking?
Yeah. Have you ever been this?
That's any question? No.
No. You know anybody from this city?
No.
You know anything about this city at all?
Nope.
Aside from what you told me?
Nope. But I know what you just told me. I know what you just told me though. And you said that you made a reference to police officers just in general, and you said, hey, we all know that police officers have a history of doing improbable or doing bad investigations and yada yada yada. So you mentioned police in general.
No, I didn't say that at all.
Oh, you did?
No, that's not at all what I said.
Well, you didn't say that they don't have a history of doing this?
No, I don't say what I said. I know what I said.
Okay. All right, go ahead and listen. Go ahead. No, I don't know anything about.
No, you're not.
I don't know anything about facts. I don't know anything about the investigation there. I answered your 3 questions.
But you don't make big funny assumptions about what's happening there.
But go ahead. I'm listening. I just said I answered your 3 questions. I know. So go ahead.
So Big Trump is going to solve kind of the conspiracy to undermine the case. Is that the whole goal, G?
No, I'm saying that because he was there.
But for the civil case.
Yeah, either way, why would you do that? If you don't think that's
because nothing but wrong to happen otherwise.
So you automatically assume that everything's going wrong. Like they're not going to be able to have a fair case with this, right? I'm assuming that's why Big Trump, if you agree, that's why he's there.
That's a reasonable assumption according to him. Because of, I guess there's history in that state or area of, investigations going back, and then we can go back to 400 years, so whatever, right? We just look at the broad scheme of things and just say, hey, there's a pattern here, right? I'm sure.
I'm sorry, what did you just say? I was going to make I came back and said that 400 years. You're still no man, okay. You're out here. What did you just say? About 400 years of a pattern?
So somebody just asked you right now that you're saying that the police. Okay, yes. So somebody asked if that's what you were saying, that the investigation was being undermined, like at every point, like this investigation has just been slopped, and they were probably going to throw this under the rug. And I said, yeah, and I said that, and I responded that, yeah, that was your reasonable assumption because.
Wait, I'm sorry. Okay, you're saying G?
No, it's not.
So can you answer for G?
I can.
No, you cannot.
I just did.
Listen very closely.
I just did.
Not what I am saying. I want you to hear this very clearly, so that we can have no question about this. I am saying if there's a reasonable possibility that this could occur, and Big Trump coming into town makes the whole situation actually makes it more. That's what we're always saying.
Did it ever occur to anybody that maybe Big Trump makes things worse or no?
Yeah.
It's just never okay.
Yeah, I can't discount like if there's a reasonable possibility that someone can't discount this case, I also that's how we make the change.
I just never figured they see it. Good to hear.
Also, the mom and dad of Nolan Wells stated that their reason for going outside of to get more support and make it a big issue because they were frustrated with the local and law enforcement. They had low faith in police and authorities to actually handle the investigation. So they didn't feel like they would do their jobs and their local police officers. So maybe you should guys also take that up with Christine and her husband, who believes they have faith in Mississippi police officers. So they said it multiple times on their press conferences that they don't believe in the authorities.
So they need national attention to solve that, I guess.
Yeah, that's actually how that works. Yeah.
How does this solve?
Because a billion eyes on you instead of no eyes makes a difference.
What kind of billion eyes do? This kind of goes to Sean's point about, all they can do is bring in the protesters, bring in all the agitators, all the people that are just going to make things worse. That was Sean's point. What can a billion eyes do?
Pushes for urgency, sir.
Wait, I'm sorry, where are the protesters and agitators?
That's what they do. That's what these guys
Where
do.
are the protesters and agitators here?
Well, they'll eventually come. You'll build a little bit of time.
It puts pressure on them to move faster, sir. It's an active force. It puts pressure on.
So I want to go back. Eli said the emergency. What's the emergency on this?
What's the urgency?
Well, the mother stated that she had a hard time with them seeing her son as an urgency, that they dismissed her and told her, they dismissed her and told them that pretty much that was no foul play. And the mother kept saying when she heard that, she felt like they weren't fully investigating, so she looked for outside resources to make sure they were investigating properly.
And how does Big Trump help them along and the billions of people?
Wait, you don't have a reasonable possibility you're looking at me and you're referencing me right now, but you can't find any fathomable reason that's reasonable as to how being there could actually help the situation.
Yeah,
You're telling me none? You're telling me in good faith, none.
None, zero. So I believe that this investigation can be handled by non-Ben Crumps. I know that sounds kind of weird. And I think
hey, what's a non-Ben Crump?
I want to answer after you, by the way, Taste.
First, not Ben Crump. I mean, I don't know how that is figured out, but I mean,
well, I don't know if you're making Ben Crump an archetype or not.
There are other people that do oversight over things too. You realize that, right? We don't need Ben Crump to do oversight over the Justice Department or whatever is going on down in the local police precincts or whatever that is. You realize that, right?
I understand that there can be.
This is John Kitover, Chicago mayoral candidate. Go to chicagomayorvote.com. You're listening to a debate about Nolan Wells. This is the President Trump House here in Clubhouse. Like this video, share this video, enjoy.
Done properly, and there isn't any biasness in the system to handle his case. And we know that there is biasness in this, so it makes sense that they will hire a civil law attorney, sir.
Right. And we're walking in circles now because you're gonna hear this, you're gonna say that, they're gonna hear this, you're gonna hear this. This is a whole circle. This is the whole circle thing now.
Ben Crump. So he's there to ensure.
Here's the circle.
That what's he?
This is just circular.
No, it's not. It's not circular because now we know that all of a sudden Ben Crump he's overseeing the investigation.
But why do you get mad when the national attention is given to Nolan Wells?
Wait, that is a false statement that you just made.
Of course it is. Of course, that's why I made it.
Now we know.
Because what you're saying is that Ben Crump is there to ensure that or one of you guys said that to ensure that putting eyes on it as if that's going to impact. So Ben Crump.
I just stated that it applies pressure. It causes pressure to make them respond faster. That's all that is. It's just the pressure. If everyone is doing interviews on national TV and they're talking about this and this is getting worldwide, it applies pressure to the authorities. That's what it does.
So then why did I get pushback when I said that's what Ben Crump does? When Ben Crump comes, when Ben Crump is around, he brings the media, he brings the agitators, he brings the threat of people losing their jobs when they start doing stuff. This is what what Al Sharpton did. This is what Jesse Jackson did. But all of a sudden, I was wrong when I said it, but now you guys are saying it, and all of a sudden it makes sense.
Question, Sean. Okay. Which one of the cases that Ben Crump was associated with actually didn't happen?
Can you explain what you mean by that? Which one of the cases
sure. Yeah.
associated with didn't happen?
Which nationally known case that Ben Crump has been associated with, right? Of the cases that have gone national with Ben Crump. Because you say this is what he does. So you see what he does, right? Which one of those cases did it turn out that what he said happened didn't actually happen?
What does that mean? What did you say?
Do you not understand the English language?
When
did he allege that something didn't happen? When did he allege that something happened, right? He said, I think this is what happened. And it turned out that's absolutely not true. It did not happen. When did that occur?
Did I say anything like that? Why are you asking that question?
No, you did not say anything like that. I'm asking you if you could show something where that actually occurred.
I never said anything like that. So why
you didn't say anything like that?
So why are you asking me that question?
No, you didn't say that. I'm not asking you what you said. I'm asking you, can you cite an instance where he was wrong about what he alleged?
What? For what?
Do you not?
Why? What does that have to do with anything?
Could you answer that question first?
Why?
It's okay to say, and again, it's okay to say, I don't know.
What are you talking? Why? Like you're okay. Can you tell me what color my shoes are right now? The fuck does that have to do with anything?
I can't. I know.
You can't. Like what is that? But what does that have to do with anything? You asked me, can I think of or can I reference a point where Ben Crump alleged something that didn't happen, where he got caught lying or something like that?
No, it's just proven wrong.
No, I don't know. I could probably look, but no, I don't know.
Okay, look it up, bro.
No, I don't.
Look at it.
He's probably not aware of the Trayvon Martin cases or the Breonna Taylor cases associated with me.
G, why don't you just look it up yourself if you want to know?
I'm not aware of an instance like that.
Michael Brown looks like here. The grand jury declined to indict Wilson, so he failed at that one. I mean, I don't know. Is that what you're asking? You're asking for Ben Crump's failures? I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, Michael Brown, Kendra Johnson, it looks like, and like Trayvon Martin. Those are some really big, supposedly civil cases that should have been just like shut case and closed, man. But he completely, I guess, bombed that one. I don't.
Wait, he lost those civil cases?
Yeah,
he did. He came out with no verdict. Wait,
the
civil case.
The Michael Brown one looks like
he lost the civil case.
And then let's see, what's the other one here? Let's see, disputed. Yeah, this was not a successful Trump case. The Kendra Johnson one, he totally bombed that one. So I'm not entirely sure what your point is. Like, of course he's going to fail at certain things too. I mean, he doesn't have a good track record. Like, he doesn't have like a 100% track record. I don't know what you're asking.
He didn't lose with the Trayvon Martin case, though. I will say that.
Ben Crump is there for the money.
That was a huge one. That, like.
Ben Crump is there for the money.
Oh, and by the way, G actually admitted that. He said that he's only there for the money. He's not there for the actual people that are being, charged or having misuse of their civil rights. I mean, G literally said that. I mean, like, I don't know why we're confused. I don't know where he went, but yeah.
It's just, and that's what I'm saying too. Like, we know when Ben Crump is around at this point, he's the new Jesse Jackson. He's the new Al Sharpton. Regardless on how people want to feel about it, that's what he is, 100%. And we know how they rock. They bring attention to these cases. If they do smell blood in the water, say, hey, we have a civil case here. They don't fuck about the actual criminal case. They don't care that Nolan Wells, why he died. They don't care about that. All they care about is just saying, hey, was there adequate supervision out there? No, because you had 17-year-olds and all that stuff drinking, so they're partly responsible. Pay money. That's what that is. But the pretext is to get the eyes on everything. This was a murder. It was racially motivated. You got a black kid with white kids, and just all that shit, bro. And it sucks that it's come to this, right? Because it's now a racial issue, right? And you got people just upset about shit that's fake. A doctored audio call or a doctor, just it's shit like that where it's just sad. But Ben Crump is definitely a grifter, 100%.
Yeah, I'm not saying like there shouldn't be lawyers, high-profile lawyers that shouldn't look for civil rights violations and what have you, but they have to be sincere what they're doing. I don't trust Ben Crump. That's just my personal opinion,
A lot of people don't trust him. We have a joke that Ben Crump is always at the scene of a crime before the crime actually happens. Like, he might actually be involved in some of this stuff. I don't know. And I'm not joking about Nolan Wells' death for anybody listening. We're just saying, all we say just in our group is that this guy for sure is a grifter, 100%.
Bima, are you there?
Yeah.
Bima. Or Beaver, can you bring up Totem Pole again? He's been trying to get back up. I know nobody wants that.
Big ups to G. G, you handled yourself smooth as motherfucking butter. Hey, I like the way he laid it all out for you boys, and I felt like it was me and him tag teaming and coming in and out on you on your booty holes. That's what I thought we were doing. Big ups to G.
Not the booty hole, Jesus.
That's right.
Yeah.
Ben.
Why you had to bring up the booty hole though? Like, what was that for?
Gross.
Well, G did say he was.
I knew that would be an irritant when I said it, so I said it intentionally. Ben Crump has won $779 million in verdicts for black families, and we need more Ben Crumps. We need another 1 million lawyers that litigate in this fashion for civil rights, because the only justice we can ever get from the Anglo-Saxon in this system, in this white supremacist system, is money out of their pockets. So we need more.
God damn, I wish it was white supremacist. What the fuck are you talking about?
Sir, wait a minute before you cuss him out. Can you tell me what you think happened, by the way, sir?
Wait,
yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Well,
Yeah, I can. Whatever you want.
God, we've been doing that for 4 hours. I don't
Oh,
know.
I'm sorry. Okay, never mind. Don't do it. Don't.
Yeah. Well, they don't want to hear. They don't want to hear me being crumpet because I get right to it. But G did a smooth, buttery job on it and laid it all out. Where you guys sat there looking like dunce in your dunce caps, sitting there. I don't know. What do you mean? I can't understand. Just that and the third. Because G just twisted you around in circles. But the points are what they are. The facts are what they are. I like how he did a more reasonable, as I went straight to you, because I already know where he died at. He died on that boat. No, I don't have to deduce and break down anything. I believe that recording was correct, right and exact.
Amazing.
I believe the window of time. I believe the window of time that he died was 3:30 to 4:30. It was a 4-hour window, and I believe that boat floated around on that
Where are you
water
getting all this
for
information
another
from?
4 to 5 hours.
You know what, y'all?
I've already laid it all out. I've laid it all out.
I don't know if he died on the boat. That might be a bit of a stretch. I don't really know that he died on the boat.
Well, I mean, well, you didn't hear the recording.
Well, maybe if he wasn't trying to look like an adult, but he was a responsible little boy that would have put his floaty things on his arms, he wouldn't have drowned. It's not like
So here's G's
You're
philosophy.
reading into it too much.
Here's G's philosophy.
There it is.
There was a body transfer from boat to boat. That's how wild it's getting.
Hello.
So he overdosed on drugs. This is the butter.
There's a guy named Bart.
Yeah, some guy named Bart. Transferred the body. I mean,
there is a guy named Bart.
This is G buttering up, twisting us up.
Or a nickname Bart. They might have somebody's nickname might be Bart.
Totem pole.
Totem
pole. Totem pole. Do you believe in the body transfer theory that G proposed or no?
I've heard that theory. I've heard that theory given by a number of intelligent brothers. I've heard that.
Insane. Totally insane.
This is all you blacks keep on grasping at straws. You did it with that murderer.
Okay, so he's murdered.
Carmelo Anthony. Then you guys are now doing it with this.
I didn't agree with
There's
Carmelo.
like zero.
I really didn't. I didn't go on the side for that one. Now the one where the sister killed the guy in the Walmart and shot him in his abdomen, I was with her on that. But the Carmelo one, I really didn't like that because of the school situation, because of the knife situation, and because of the fact that he invited him to more violence. I didn't like that, and so I really didn't stand with that particular case the way a lot of brothers and sisters did.
Hold tight, hold tight. Lady, you want? Oh, Peppy, you got feedback. Just let you know. Okay, lady, you wanted to jump in, and nobody interrupt her. Go ahead, lady.
So, okay, I don't know if you guys agree that he was murdered. It doesn't matter, right? Because I don't know if you can agree on anything. But I want to ask a question. Why was his esophagus and esophagus removed or lungs removed? Why was that?
Good question. I actually don't know. Pepe, do you know anymore?
What they were saying is that with the lungs, they had to in the esophagus. So whether or not you drowned, whether or not there was like a what is it? What are they fucking ligature that was used, like something to strangle somebody with. Whether they can tell, for example, from looking inside your neck whether or not you were strangled, because your body has certain reactions and there's certain damages done to certain places. I'm guessing it's there's certain things that will happen if you drown. So that's just basically they have to. If you've ever, it's actually interesting if you've ever seen like an actual biopsy done. It's very common for them to remove body parts.
And what are
What I'm saying is that then they were missing. Missing.
No, they're not missing. They're not missing.
The state has them. The state has them.
Lady,
but with the lungs,
wait,
if it has water in the lungs. I'm sorry.
Ladies, not done yet.
No, Totem can go. Totem can go. Sorry.
I was giving her an answer. I was answering her. That's what I was doing. With the lungs, if there's water inside of the lungs, it shows that he didn't drown. Or if
but we haven't gotten that autopsy back yet.
He did drown. Excuse me.
But we don't know that because we haven't gotten the autopsy back yet.
I didn't say. I'm giving an example, Pedro, or whatever your name, Pele. Just chill out, man. let me land my plane. If there's water inside of the lungs, that means that he drowned. If there's no water in his lungs, that means he was dead prior to being put in the water. I land.
But his body was in the water and found up washed on a beach. So.
Okay, so it says during an independent autopsy of 18-year-old Nolan Wells, pathologist Robert Mitchell found that the body parts of the teen's neck, throat, and internal organs, including the lungs and stomach, were missing and not intact when the body arrived. These parts had been removed and retained during the initial state autopsy conducted in Mississippi by Mississippi authorities.
Yeah, the state
and
authorities
Mississippi never revealed.
They have custody. I believe it just for legal reasons. Since they are since it's in their jurisdiction and they're the ones responsible for doing the medical examination to determine the cause of death. They obviously have the
jurisdiction over the
they have control. Exactly, and so the independent autopsy, I think, was done on behalf of the family and the Ben Crump or whatever. But if I recall, the second autopsy didn't really find anything, in which I guess makes sense
because the body parts were not present. But the lungs will tell the whole story, and I guarantee you that's why they haven't released them. Go ahead.
I have a question for Pepe. So do you think that Black people are at fault for Black people dying? Do you think that the people that kill them are at fault for killing?
You just smuggled in something there by saying that people killed him. You don't know that he was killed.
And if I can say something really quick, lady.
Well, I would just say this: you have people like here in Phoenix in the summer. Especially Labor Day weekend, you get thousands of people that will go to the Salt River and they'll go out in the lakes. That Memorial Day weekend, inevitably, there's usually a few people that drowned. And this is just a river where there's literally thousands of people along the river and they're floating on inner tubes. Yet people still manage to drown with all those people around. I don't know what else to say when there's alcohol and there's water involved. Like this shit is not quite as uncommon as you think. And for me to think that, there's foul play, there's zero evidence there was foul play. Like, why would you assume there was? Just like, to me, it just doesn't.
Because of what they did afterwards. So, like, the phone the phone processes or deleting messages or deleting things from their websites or, that stuff is like.
Can I say something about that though? Like, so a couple of things. With the throat missing and the lungs missing, we have to understand that this evidence has to be presented to a grand jury first. And the grand jury has to look over all of the evidence that the state has conducted on the autopsy, and the grand jury has to say, okay, there's evidence of a crime or there's not evidence of a crime. So it would be very out of the chain of custody, very out of policy, just completely out of left field to give all of this evidence to an independent autopsy before a grand jury has had a chance to give their ruling on the evidence, and then let that independent autopsy say whatever it says, and that information gets out into the media and blah, blah, blah. We know how that goes. So when people are like, the independent autopsy says that the throat was missing and the lungs were missing. Yeah, because the grand jury has not had a chance to review that evidence. Now, once the grand jury reviews that evidence and they come back with their findings, then we will know, about what was with the throat or the lungs and stuff like that. With the phone that you're mentioning, lady, my thing is this. If this was a criminal case, barring, police negligence and all of that, why haven't the police subpoenaed the phone? They could have done that initially from the gate, from the jump, with the phone, everything that we say happened with the phone, the location, every pictures being deleted, all of that. Forensics can bring that back. The authorities haven't subpoenaed the phone. From what I know, as of last week, the parents still have the phone. They have, because the parents voluntarily turned it over, right? It still hasn't been subpoenaed. because the phone at this case is not a particular item of importance to this investigation.
So you're mentioning that they have the phone, so why would they need to subpoena the phone?
The parents just turned it over, like right now.
Yeah, so they don't need to subpoena the phone if the phone.
But even still, don't you have to have it? Wouldn't you have to have like either evidence of a crime being committed or have like reasonable suspicion that you are involved in a crime for them to even be able to take your phone?
Exactly. That's what I'm getting at. That if this was a criminal investigation from the jump, right? If they had any other suspicion other than, what they've been saying is a drowning, that phone would have been subpoenaed immediately, right? But it hasn't. It's literally been turned over voluntarily by the family. You go back and read what happened. They just literally said the Nolan Wells family, they're agreeing to turn over the phone. Like, they're just like, they've had it this whole time. They haven't been saying, here, take the phone. Hey, you guys, here's the phone. They've been telling us on the media, hey, it looks like stuff was deleted, yada, yada, yada. But they haven't turned it in. Now they're like, okay, you guys can have it. And they've had the phone for X amount of time. Now this is all speculation, let me say that. I think that perhaps they've had this phone the entire time. Maybe they wanted to make sure things were curated. Maybe there were maybe there's personal things, family stuff in there that they wanted to make sure it didn't get out. But they've had this phone the whole time, and they weren't particularly upfront or being proactive about turning it in. From what I remember, Ben Crump and the family were saying that they wanted a joint investigation on the phone, meaning Ben Crump wanted to be there while the police were conducting their investigation and forensics on the phone. And the investigators were like, no, fuck that. You're not part of this investigation. You're a civil rights attorney. You don't have anything to do with this.
Stuff like you were there.
No, this is facts. You can look this up. They with the phone, the Ben Crump and the family, they wanted a joint investigation on the forensics of the phone, which meant that Ben Crump and his people wanted to be there while the police were conducting their investigation. This is like, you literally look this up. And the authorities were like, no, you're not part of this investigation. We're not going to share our tactics or what we're looking at with you. Like, no. So therefore, there's this thing of, why are the police taking the phone? Like, the police were never really interested in the phone, like, to begin with, because this doesn't seem like it doesn't seem like there's been a crime. Now, from what I've read, the reason why this is going before the grand jury is because they really don't have evidence of a crime. So before they come out on TV and officially say, this wasn't a crime, it was just, hey, XYZ happened, they put it before a grand jury to make sure they cross their T's and dot their I's. So now they've done their investigation, they've also put it before a grand jury, and now here are their findings.
But the thing that seems obvious to me is that, okay, apparently he stayed behind because of the girl. I'm sure they pointed out that girl. And I'm sure the cops have probably talked. There's probably other witnesses, because they probably asked, who else
cops didn't talk to her? She left the country.
Explain what you mean by that. Which one of the
She's out of the country?
Associated with?
Yes.
So now it's a conspiracy between whites that weren't even a part of the boat. Now it's just a random. I don't even know if the girl was white. First of all, she could have been black too. I don't know.
Yes, she was white. And you know what else is funny is that those boys knew her personally and the family.
So there was a random white girl that this black guy was talking to. Let me finish my statement. So it should be very easy to get the timeline down. Like, did his friend leave on a fucking boat without him? That pretty much, if that's the case, that absolves the friends from having anything to do with his death.
So that's what happened first. The friend left him. You have video.
Shut up. That's not the
an instance where he was wrong about what he alleged.
For what? Do you not why? What does that have to do with it?
I just find this shit hilarious. I mean, I think you guys deserve to live, like, to be put in a time machine and actually live under the KKK when the cops, the judges, every fucking witness on the street that would see them brutalize or lynch your black ass. That actually existed. You guys are trying to like manufacture this like lynching of black people for no reason.
The reality of it is, shut up.
That's not racist, but you guys are literally trying to make it sound like you guys are getting lynched. That is so stupid.
So sit down.
I'm not gonna yell because they keep throwing me down. Every time and I'm into the conversation. I've got other rooms I can be in. I don't have to.
Then fuck off, you.
But I'm into the conversation.
We appreciate your dialogue protocol. Just stop cutting people off.
You calling people apes when you got animal genes, dumbass.
Are you talking about me?
Whoever's fucking being racist. You calling people animals when your DNA
you really don't want to go down this route. You really don't want to go down this route. I will beat you on this conversation.
You're calling people animals when you have animal DNA.
Do you guys literally know that you have up to 20% of your DNA is literally...
No, that's you, motherfucker. That's you.
That was like fucking apes. You guys are literally lesser evolved apes. Shut the fuck up. Genetically, that's proven.
You have rat DNA. You have all that shit, dumbass.
And now my thing is, I've got a reputation on the app where people are going to ask me questions on why I haven't checked you white motherfuckers if I don't check you white.
It's not only about the
but
white.
The point is, I was into this conversation. Shut up, bitch. You hear me talking? You stupid bitch. Here's what I'm saying. I got a reputation around the app that I still got to white motherfuckers, and I'm not gonna let you keep disrespecting me, bitch. Now, I want to finish the conversation in a respectful manner. Because I'm into the conversation. I don't really give a fuck about how you guys feel. So let's just keep our feelings to ourselves and finish the conversation. As far as I'm concerned, the girl left the goddamn country because she gave a statement already saying she'd seen him last at 3:30 and he got on that goddamn boat. And the people who are threatening to kill her are the white motherfuckers. That's who she ran from. She ain't ran from no niggas threatening her over the phone. She ran from them white motherfuckers that was going to kill her ass for the statement that she made. And she got out of town because $300 million can put a lot of money on a lot of people's heads. I land.
What do you fucking mind? It's like all I hear from the black community in America. It's like, many people think it's like, oh, you're
somebody's got to put her down. Come on here. Put that bitch out. Put her out. Put the bitch out.
Let her finish. You don't agree with her, but let her talk.
Talking about black people. The other one is Zambia. Do you understand? That is the Persian legacy. So if someone
you guys can just call her a dirty Muslim sand nigger, you guys can fight back.
No, I don't want to fight her. I'm like, what is this?
Because
we just gonna let her get her shit off just for a little bit.
I'm a Persian. We don't need to use that vocabulary.
Hey, bro. You don't have to.
I know that's your favorite word, nigger.
So I have a right. We're not joking about Nolan Wells death for anybody listening. We're just saying, I'll always say, just remember what is that? This guy for sure is a great.
The fact that people of color are being mutilated by other people.
You can't prove that. You're being a smuggling an assumption.
I have another
you don't
video
know that
in the
anybody's
chat.
been mutilated.
I have another video in the chat where a young boy that was 14 decided not to buy some water, and he got shot in the back by some Chinese people.
Yeah, I'm familiar with that.
So that's not. Nothing
He
wrong
did
with
have a
that.
gun. It's a little more complicated. He didn't just
The boy had a gun?
Yeah.
It is more complicated. He's right about that. Some of them I can't stand on because it gets complicated legally. The one that I can stand on is the sister shoots that white motherfucker in the stomach, killing him. that one was open and shut, and that's why they didn't do anything to her. And this one right here. This one right here is the real shit. That's why that girl is out and left the country. You know when she left the country? A month ago. She's been out for 4 weeks. Right? So as soon as she gave that goddamn statement, she got a goddamn plane ticket and got the hell out of Dodge. And she wasn't running from no black people. She was running from her own people. And so like I say, you know, this shit is murky and dirty as hell. And as you don't see that as a white person, then you really need to really address who you are. Because you're internally a racist.
Nobody.
And if you don't see that,
Can you tell me what you think happened?
then you have a bigger problem, right? Because it wouldn't be the same way if it was flipped around. Because I guarantee you, if it was a white boy and it was flipped around and the whole scenario was flipped, we would have basically the person that would have committed that, if somebody hurt him, that would be the person in jail. I almost can guarantee that if he died while doing drugs and getting high, which, you know, I think that's a far stretch. This guy was an athlete. He wasn't sniffing cocaine and getting high like that. I know that's bullshit. Because if that was the case, they would have just released the toxicology and said this motherfucker was high on drugs. They would have easily said that. But that's not what happened to this guy. This guy was an athlete. And he didn't die from drinking motherfucking Budweisers. That's bullshit. Somebody killed his ass, right? And what really is going to be shown is he was killed on the boat, not in the water. And when that's shown, you know, I just feel sorry for white people. Sometimes you got to really examine yourselves. If 20 white people are culpable in this, when all it took was just a straight up call to the motherfucking police or whoever the fuck the authorities are and just let it lay out the way it laid out. You mean my grandfather, my mother, my stepdad, my friends, all these people are wrapped up in this shit. And this is the reason why Mississippi is trying to give them some time. Because Mississippi don't want to convict that judge. I know they don't want to do that. And I know they don't want that damn grandfather who's worth $300 million. They don't want to get him, but granddad's in it, grandmom's in it, aunts in it, uncles is in it. People are in this shit. And it's going to be about 20 motherfuckers if they were to acquit, or accuse and indict or whatever the fuck you do, that would go down. It would be about, and that's why I don't think they're going to prosecute this. I think what's going to happen is they're going to get some money civilly, and that's going to be the only justice that they are able to do.
Well, I'm just curious. What do you think their motive would be for wanting Black Boy?
I don't think they wanted to kill him. I think what they do and what white people do is what they do well. They stick to fucking together, and that's what y'all are doing. You sitting here on this app doing it, and they sitting out in Mississippi doing it, and they're sticking together on some shit that was something that was really, really
As much
simple.
as I wish that was true, I just don't think that's the case.
That's what it is. And that's tough.
And what did black people do, Totem Pole?
Fortunately, black people don't do that. Black people don't do that. What we would have done is if it was somebody horseplaying and killed the white boy, that person would have been in jail, right? And they would have cleared it up, and that person would have been in jail, probably along with the other
No. I mean,
8, 7
talking
that
about,
were on the damn boat.
I'm talking about the black community on this app. Are they more for Nolan Wells or not for Nolan Wells?
Well, we're all for it. Everybody's
the black
for
community
it.
is.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so
it's a few, but that's not what I'm saying. I'm not talking about.
You said white people are all in code.
But this is clearly wrong. You're going against your own common sense.
Wait, what's clearly wrong?
It's clearly wrong. You get a recording where you hear voices, even if you couldn't even make it out.
What is wrong?
I'm sorry. Let me slow down and speak a little slower. There's clearly something that went wrong on that boat, and that boy shouldn't have been tossed into the water, whether he was murdered
He should have
or it
never
was an accidental
been
death.
abandoned. No, he wasn't murdered. He should have never been abandoned.
Okay, well, you can say it any way you want, but we see what it is. And the thing about it is, we're not in the 60s. And what's going to end up happening is, I drive this country. I've been in every state in the United States of America, and mostly every city. I'm a truck driver. I'm from Anchorage, Alaska, and I've been to Maui at least twice.
Oh yeah,
Wait,
did you grow up in Anchorage?
Yes, I did, until the 6th grade.
Like roughly, how old are you?
I'm 52 years old.
Oh, okay. I used to live in Anchorage.
Yeah, I went to Lake Otis Elementary School, right next to Windler Junior High School. You know where that's at?
No,
okay,
not quite.
that's where that's where I grew up. All right. So the point of what I'm trying to say to you is this: white people everywhere, you've really got to take account, because this is a beautiful country. We've got it set up in a way where everybody can live peacefully. But the reality of it is, you're going to force a situation, and that's why everybody's arming up, everybody's getting weapons now, because it's going to end up being a serious situation, and it's going to be a civil situation. And will it end with? It's going to be bloody, but at the end of it all, we're going to have to pay a recompense, and that's when you're going to want to pay.
Well, I'm willing to bet it won't happen in Alaska.
Or
Vermont, or Maine.
But I think it's going to happen because you guys are pushing it. You're pushing it. You're pushing it, and it's only so many of our children that you're going to be able to kill before we start taking yours.
But that's not. Is that the right way?
Dakota, South Dakota,
really?
Iowa.
As a black person, I mean, it's like.
Believe it or not, they have quite.
Like threatening the world.
Believe it or not, they have quite a few black people in Anchorage.
You know, we used to our Kurds, you know, and to be honest, the Persian Kurds are like the nicest Kurds of all, and the only Kurds that come around and like threatening, which I was telling my people like the other day, with you know, the need for sovereignty.
I'm about to leave. You guys aren't running.
Our Kurds is the Turkish Kurds, is the Iraqi Kurds. Because the thing is, it's like, you know, you provide a good habitat for them. They're not stupid. But in the meantime, you have all these idiots who are not happy and they want to go fuel fire into fire. But all you have to do is say, okay, but like just speak to me in Farsi, because obviously
those Kurds are a bunch of apes. Yeah, totally.
Or apes.
Shut up, you dumb bitch.
No, fucking dumb bitch. To be honest, someone like Pepe, I understand. I would rather savor someone like Pepe and upgrade him in the sense than rather be like, oh, you know, I know better, and it's like I'm like a loser, but I'm gonna like manipulate behind the scenes, and I'm gonna like, you know, make like an Iranian look like stupid behind the scenes. I'm gonna make like some stupid you know, like leftists look stupid. It's like you don't even fucking know what you're doing. And in the meantime, you're fucking everything else up. But if we can be honest with each other,
yes,
it's like, listen, you fucking motherfucking cunt.
I tried to be honest with you and you cursed me off.
You fucking cunt.
This is what happens when you try to be honest with hot chicks.
Country. It's a white man's country.
No, it's not. It's originally black country. It's ours, you dumb bitch.
Iran.
No, it's originally white.
No, it wasn't. Learn your history. Learn your fucking history, you dumb motherfuckers.
Get my boot off your neck.
Learn your fucking history.
Get my boot off your neck. Try harder.
I'll slap the bitch shit out of you.
Now you're all wondering what chicks from the Middle East are like.
You motherfuckers. You will, it's like I said to a Kurdish person the other day, it's like our Kurds are like the American fucking blacks. Entitled
Shut up,
and
bitch.
absolutely fucking useless.
Yeah, we know a lot about you.
That's the thing. And you know what? You're never
Shut
gonna
up.
have your sovereignty. You're never gonna have your land. And the thing is, as persons, we actually managed to convert that whatever they're part of.
Shut the fuck up.
No, you fucking cunt.
Shut up, dumb bitch.
Somebody cracked the whip, this Negro.
You know what? The Kurdish
Crap the
person
whip on your bitch, you dumb little dick
will
motherfucker.
not ever know
Alright, guys.
a person Kurdish who vouches to be
All
a
right,
separatist.
imagine dealing with this for
And you know what?
years.
That's like that is
All right, everybody calm down. The natives are getting restless, right, Timothy?
What'd you say?
Oh wow, man, I'm
No,
traumatized.
he's getting restless around here.
Yeah, man. Getting
Get Clyde to crack the whip.
So have we nailed the Nolan Wells topic? We came to a conclusion.
Yeah.
Go shave your dog here.
What is this guy talking?
Shave your mom's nappy pussy hair.
You're half rat, half dog, motherfucker.
You have fucking baboon.
You mad because you have animal. That's why y'all call us animals, because you're the animal.
You prize our animal women though, don't you? Who's got the last laugh?
You have animal, have rat, have fucking bear.
Right? Timothy, are you the only mod here? I don't even know who's left right now.
I like cats.
Bima
and Beaver's here, but I don't know if they're actually here. You know what I mean?
Right. I think I'm gonna restart this whole sucker.
no.
You know how many-
Okay, so Beaver.
You know how many-
Beaver.
Oh, we got Betchit.
Beaver's here. Beaver's here. I know Jay. He said he's still banned from the room, man. He been
there's
trying
a
to
bunch
get in.
of people. And there's a bunch of beans you missed earlier. We gave out a bunch of beans to a bunch of random people.
You guys need to come up with a different topic.
I don't know where they went.
The sun is gonna kill you.
Bean, what are you talking about?
The sun is gonna kill you.
No, the sun's gonna give me a nice fucking tan. What is it gonna do besides make it look like you just got done jumping through a fucking chimney?
Beware, the sun's gonna kill you eventually.
What you say, Matt? I ain't hear it, bro.
Oh no, there's a bunch of beans that are outstanding. We threw them all over the place. A bunch of random people have them, so they probably are out there. They can come back anytime and like boom the room and kick people if they wanted to.
Oh shit.
Yeah, that's what
I like cats.
I don't care that you like cats. So maybe I'll boom it and just restart this whole thing.
Do another topic though. These topics are getting gay.
Oh, this one's all destroyed. Yeah, this one's all over with. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Boom the room, brother.
Well, black people are going to join the next room and make it about themselves anyway, so.
He wants a tan because he really wants to be black.
That's funny, you know, because I've never seen a white person with a tan that looks black. Never happens.
You want to be black, that's why you get a tan.
Fuck it,
Wait,
man.
y'all
Y'all wanna go cry? Y'all wanna go out crashing out, man? Go ahead, man. Everybody come to the stage and crash the fuck out.
So why do your women wear hair to make their hair look straight?
You want to be black?
Why do your bitches bleach their skin and get nose jobs to look like fucking white women?
Go in the sun and burn like a hot dog.
Why people get hands to look black?
That's not true.
No women want to look black. In fact, even you ladies don't want to look black. What the fuck are you talking
That's
about?
not all American black women, so you can't say us ladies.
I love Jazzy.
Well, that is true. That is the African ladies.
You go get tans because you hate your own white skin.
God gave us skin that can be tanned and we can still look beautiful, unlike you people.
You have to add color to it to be beautiful, huh?
We're not even supposed to be like fighting each other. We're supposed to be understanding each other. And
No,
what
he
I
wanted some.
No.
RW wanted some, so he's getting some.
Pepe, what I understand is that America, Israel, and Iran. That's the only thing I see.
Right? Fuck Israel. I would
No, you cannot not afford to fucking Israel.
Yeah, fuck, they can suck my fucking dick.
Shut the
You
fuck
vote for Trump, but he's
Because then
with
you don't
Israel.
fucking
How
know what
dumb
the
is
fuck
that?
you're doing. You haven't matured. You haven't learned. You're not like.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, I need to worship the Jews. I'm right. That's right. I forgot. Yeah, I gotta worship. Jesus is the Jew. Oh my God, I gotta worship Jews in Israel.
Yeah, black people are the real Jews. Those are fakes.
You're a low IQ retard, bro.
No, you're a low IQ.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, take a DNA
what
test.
The fuck?
Go get a tan.
You
Take a
see
DNA test.
whatever you're up against. You even up against your fucking own, like Beaver, like
Fucking own, like Beaver.
like Peter.
My stance is clear. Fuck the Muslims and fuck Israel. It's really, it's just that simple.
You know what, Pepe? The thing is, if you and I fucked, you would get a whole lot more out of understanding of how the Middle East works. But we don't have that opportunity. So for now, you have to take my word.
I just wanted to get them out of our fucking country. That's all I want.
Pepe, I proved that to you, no? So I think you should just take my word for something valuable. Because otherwise you're just up against your own fucking people. And they're not doing you any favors. And
I think white people are getting kind of... No, I think white Americans are getting pretty tired of Israel too. It's inevitable.
Yeah, I don't... No.
All right. I will catch you guys later.
No, hold on. Then let me look it up. Give me 1 second. I'll get it for you. Maybe I'll be able to see. It is 2110. I apologize. 2110. It starts with when you go to war.
Yes.
Anyway, thank you, Sam. Yeah, if you want to stay or go, whatever you want, and I'll probably go soon, and I'll check out the other rooms. We'll come back later.
Yeah, like if you right, go to Andrew's rooms. Yeah. Maybe who knows? They might try their hardest to like pretend to ignore us, or they won't be able to resist. If you go in there or I go in there, like it's if they can't resist the entire whatever they're talking about, it's gonna go right to the hole. And like I said,
yeah, I can't go in. Maybe you can go in. Maybe try.
Oh my god. So I could go in. I almost get like satisfaction.
Yeah.
Because like I said, I was gonna go in my calendar, but then I thought about, bro, I'm just not even getting satisfaction. I can hear the ring. And like I said, for the most part, only the first 45 minutes is gonna be like it's gonna be. I'm predicting 90% exclusively talking about this.
Thank you, bro. Yeah, we'll see. What did you say, Grace? Did I what? 14:21:14. Okay, hold on. Okay, hold on. We'll get to that in a second. Let me just read the 21:10, and I'll get to 14. Okay. When you go to war against your enemies, and the Lord your God delivers them into your hands, and you take captives, right? If you notice among the captives a beautiful woman and are attracted to her, you may take her as your wife. Bring her into your home and have her shave her head and trim her nails, and put aside the clothes she was wearing when captured. After she has lived in your house and borne your father and mother for a full month, then you may go to her and be her husband, and she shall be your wife. Now here's the 14. So first of all, just so you understand the context, right? We're talking about like captivity, kidnapping, murder, wartime. Now we get to 21:14. It says, if you are not pleased with her, let her go wherever she wishes. You must not sell her or treat her as a slave, since you have dishonored her. But it only says, if you are not pleased with her, let her go wherever she wishes. So what happens if you are pleased with her? You don't have to let her go. Yeah, that's the point. That Andrew also tries to be like, oh, you just says like you let her go and you don't sell her as a slave. Like that's only if you're not pleased with her. And first of all, it's not even impressive if you're not pleased with her. Why the fuck wouldn't you want to let her go? You don't want to keep her there if you don't find her hot anymore. So yeah, the whole thing is like he's trying to like get brownie points after you murdered her family and kidnapped her and raped her, and then you're like, oh, just let her go now.
Let's be clear. This is the cold wartime.
I understand.
I'm not going to make excuses.
She's a non-combatant. She's a non-combatant.
Yeah. See, these are like modern terms.
Yes.
Like normally, prisoners of war, now modernly, prisoners of war, you put them in prison. That's what they stay.
Not non-combatants.
No, prisoners of war, typically like prisoners of war.
Civilians are not prisoners of war.
Wait. In our modern prisoners of war.
No, yeah, they are prisoners. So, after you kill a whole army, fucking the rest of the townspeople or whatever, basically, yeah, are your prisoners of war / your slaves. And it's saying, bro, if you happen to like one of these slave girls,